ito ang action. 10 bansa'y nagkasundo, pantindig mo ay buksan at ako'y pakinggan mo. Pilipinas, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Laos, Brunei at meron pang iba. Myanmar, Vietnam, pati na Indonesia. Syempre kasama din dyan ang Cambodia. Nagkakaunawaan, walang hidwaan. Mga bagay ay dinadaan sa maayos na usapan. Mga kapwa ko Pinoy, hoy, halika na, makiisa, tayo na tara. Ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, wala ka na abang hanggang sa Divisoria. Ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, wala ka na abang hanggang sa Divisoria. Lubi sa palisi sa mga bansang kasapi, kaya naman sa SG ko na dinate si Hani. Kaso sa Thailand kami nagkatampuhan, aking kaibigan kanyang pinagsilosan. Teka, hindi ko ito kwento, ano nga ba ang matutulong nito sa Pilipino? Kung lapis at papel pati libro daw ay tutukan ko. Sabi yan, pwedeng sumikat ang katulad ko. Sabi ng ininyerong, doon na naninirahan. Ganyan ang resulta ng bansang magkakaibigan. Mga kapwa ko Pinoy, sa Hanoi halika na, makiisa, tayo na tara. Ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, isang gabi sa bangko pumarera sa Pinang. Ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, isang gabi sa bangko pumarera sa Pinang. Likas na yaman, pangangalagaan, maliit na negosyo, maraming bubuksan. Nakakahawa na sakit ay nilalabanan, nagtutulungan para sa kalusugan. Karapat ang pantao, ito ang gusto ko. Mga pirata hindi lulusot dito. Arms smuggling at drug trafficking, hindi na pwede yan, yay pido, let's sing. Ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, Panterseri bigawan, ipagsigawan. Ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, ay sayan na tayo, Panterseri bigawan, ipagsigawan. No phenomenon till the break of dawn. Yo, DWPP, Shernan on the MIC, partnering for change, engaging the world.
Business and investment promotion, opportunities and benefits mula sa ASEAN Economic Community at mas malakas na kooperasyon sa ASEAN region. Ilan lamang yan sa ating pag-uusapan for our episode this June. Ako si Chris Ablan. Magandang araw, Pilipinas. Ito ang ASEAN na tayo. Today in our episode, we continue to bring to our kababayans information and updates about the year-long Philippine hosting of ASEAN this year, 2017. These past few months, we've talked about President Duterte's visit to ASEAN member states and their relations with the Philippines. Now let's go to know more about our next featured countries, this time Cambodia and Singapore. Pero bago natin simulan yan, atin munang ipakilala ang ating guest for this episode. Let's all welcome Director Anne Claire Cabuchan of the Bureau of International Trade Relations ng Department of Trade and Industry. Director Cabuchan is also the former director of the Bureau of Philippine Standards. Welcome to our show, Director Cabuchan.
Magandang araw sa iyo, Ate Chris. Thank you for inviting us here.
Maraming salamat, Ma'am Anne, for gracing our episode of ASEAN na tayo. Isa ang Cambodia sa mga bansang malapit sa Pilipinas. Sa mga nakalipas na taon, napanatili ng dalawang bansa ang isang matibay na relasyon pagdating sa iba't ibang larangan. To give us an idea of our diplomatic relations with Cambodia, let us watch this video of President Duterte's previous visits.
Your Majesty, Prabhat Sanjay Prabhuramani Norodom Sihamoni, King of the Kingdom of Cambodia. In Phnom Penh, I was welcomed by the King Norodom Sihamoni. ASEAN Chair, the Philippines resolves to establish meaningful partnership for positive change as we engage the larger world. We aim to operationalize the ASEAN goal of achieving a vibrant, sustainable, and highly integrated economy. The youth is certainly a key sector that we must invest in. The ASEAN Work Plan on Youth 2016-2020 encourages youth entrepreneurship, employment and employability, awareness, volunteerism, and resilience.
Ma'am Ann, nakita po natin sa playback yung pagbisita ni President Duterte sa Cambodia nung nakaraang Disyembre at nung nakaraang Mayo para sa World Economic Forum. Sa panig po ng DTI, ano po ang mga benepisyo na nakuha natin sa mga pagbisita ng Presidente sa Cambodia?
Well, first of all, dun sa December niya na visit sa Cambodia, napag-usapan talaga doon yung negosyo. Because ang Cambodia kasi medyo very liberal yung kanyang economy. It's opening up its markets to businesses from the region. Ang ating mga negosyante ay makaka-benefit talaga pagpapasukin nila yan. Or sila ang pupunta dito kasi may kukunin silang, kunyari, mga raw materials or mga intermediate products. So ang nangyari doon, napag-usapan because President Duterte was able to meet with the Cambodian Chamber of Commerce. Merong magiging parang business mission ang Cambodia. Yung mga negosyante niya ay pupunta dito sa Pilipinas. Tapos magkakaroon sila ng meeting sa ating mga negosyante. So they will be able to talk about opportunities and how they're going to be able to do business more and trade more. Kasi makikita natin sa trade data natin, napakababa ng ating trade with Cambodia. Pwede talaga.
Cambodia is in the top countries na nangangalakal tayo.
Yes, maliit masyado yung ating trade figures. Gusto nating i-improve yun because malaki ang potential. So doon din naman sa World Economic Forum, syempre yung prime movers and shakers ng global economy, they're always in wealth.
Yes.
Ang nangyari doon, the President was able to really state very clearly that the Philippines is open for business.
Good.
So investments and trade. At na-showcase niya doon yung kanyang build, na it's the catch-up program on infrastructure.
Apa.
So that's very important because of course, when you have very big ticket items sa infrastructure, kailangan mo ng mamumuhunan.
That's right.
Lalo na we want PPP projects.
That's right.
So we would like to bring in the investors for those projects.
Yung balikan lang po natin yung pagpunta po ng mga Cambodian businessman, hindi pa po nangyayari yun. Plano pa lang po.
Plano po yan, but the plan really is for it to happen before the summit in November.
Okay.
So it's probably going to happen between July and October the latest.
That's good.
Kasi gusto natin na may concrete na nangyayari para mapag-usapan naman dun sa summit ng mga leaders.
Na may progress po. Simula ng
Yes.
pagbisita nung Disyembre
Oo.
at nung Mayo.
Kasi ang nangyayari dyan is tayo, we have bilateral relations with Cambodia. We also deal with them within ASEAN.
Yes.
Pero iba yung may one-on-one kayo, di ba? So, yun ang nangyayari dun sa bisita ni Presidente.
Salamat, Ma'am Ang.
Yes.
Kasunod ng Cambodia visit na yan ay ang naging pagbisita rin ng Pangulo sa Singapore noong nakaraang taon. Let's do a little backtrack on that visit and watch this video. Alright, Ma'am Ann, nakita po natin ang video footage ng pagbisita ng Presidente sa Singapore. Again, mula po sa panig ng DTI, ano po yung mga benepisyo ang nakuha natin sa meeting ni President nung pagpunta niya sa Singapore?
Ang Singapore ay isa sa biggest trading partners ng Pilipinas and one of the biggest sources of investments. So, nararapat lamang na pupuntahan ng Presidente yung partner sa trade na ganyan para lalo nating mapalago yung negosyo and we're able to look for other opportunities. And of course, nakikita natin kasi ang Singapore din, madami tayo doong mga kababayan. At nag-e-evolve na yan, hindi na lang tayo yung domestic helpers.
Tama.
Meron na tayo dong mga professionals.
Tama.
So, maganda din yan because that's trade in services.
That's right.
So, meron tayong mga madaming economic activities na nag-gain ng traction lalo na pag ang head ng Pilipinas, ang head of state, ang pupunta doon. At binibigyan niya ng halaga yung relasyon na yon from the trade side.
So, malaki po ang contrast, no? Yung pagbisita ni Presidente sa Cambodia, which we don't really have big trade, but
Not
trying
very
to start.
robust, yes.
And then sa Singapore naman, which is already a strong trading partner, na lalo lang natin pinapalakas.
Gusto nating palakasin pa.
Palakasin natin.
Kasi that's part of the President has a very good sense of what he needs to do in the region. Eh, ang daming oportunidad sa ASEAN. Kaya gusto niya, dito niya kukunin yung para momentum para sa growth natin.
That's right.
At para yung ating growth ay hindi lang naman yung nasa taas ang nakaka-benefit kung hindi magti-trickle down yan.
Tama po yun.
Yes.
Kabilang din sa mga binisita ni Pangulong Duterte ang ating mga kababayan na naninirahan at nagtatrabaho doon sa Cambodia at Singapore. Panoorin natin ang ilan sa mga tagpo at reaksyon ng Filipino community sa pagbisita ng Pangulo sa Cambodia at Singapore.
Republic of Singapore for hosting about 100,000 plus Filipinos and giving them the opportunity to work and earn money. And of course, for treating my countrymen the way you just treat also an ordinary Singaporean citizen. You are remitting about 10 billion to the country. Let me give you, kung ang anak mo doon, ang iniwan mo, o yung anak mong babae na hold up, na rape, na ano, dito, nagpapakamatay kay trabaho. And that goes for every OFW. Pagdating nila, 2 to 3 years after, ang bata na lalaki lulong na sa droga, my campaign against drug will not stop until the end of my term. That will be 6 years from now. I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for contributing to the economy. And I will assure you, corruption will stop.
Ayan, Ma'am Ann, nakita po natin sa playback yung iba't ibang video tungkol sa mga kababayan natin sa Cambodia at saka sa Singapore. Gaya ng sinabi mo kanina na, trade is very important likewise because in these countries, madami po tayong mga kababayan doon. You represent the DTI. In fact, you lead the Bureau of International Trade Relations or BITR. Para po sa ating mga viewers, ano po ba ang mandato? O ano po yung trabaho ng DTI BITR?
Yung Bureau of International Trade Relations, yun talaga ang primary government agency that handles foreign trade relations. So whether it's multilateral, which is the WTO, the World Trade Organization, or it is regional like ASEAN, or APEC, or bilateral like you have the Philippines-Japan agreement and other bilateral agreements. So kami po ang nangunguna dyan in formulating the strategy as well as negotiating it. Although when we go out to negotiations, we always have the other agencies with us, which has the mandate, kunyari, Department of Agriculture, dun sa mga produkto nila, at saka IPOPHIL, dun sa intellectual property rights ang pag-usapan. Pero yung putting it together, yun talaga, that's the Bureau of International Trade Relations.
Maganda po na na-explain niyo po yan kasi ang kadalasan, ang alam ng Pilipino, anything about international agreements, mandato po ng DFA. Actually, in the past episodes of ASEAN na tayo, ang aming mga guests noon, mga ambassadors, sila ASEC de la Vega po, and they told us na parang, ASEAN is not just the DFA. ASEAN also comprises of other departments such as the DTI and the DSWD who are lead in other sectors, specifically in the economic community. Ma'am Ann, diretsahan ko na po kayo, parang si Boy Abunda. Ang mga trade agreements na to, how does it translate to the everyday Filipino? When we enter into multilateral international agreements in ASEAN or bilateral with Japan, how do the common Filipinos, ordinary Filipino, benefit from these agreements, specifically po sa ASEAN?
Okay, sa unang-una, pag nag-negotiate tayo ng mga trade agreements, ang tinitingnan natin dyan is market access. So market access, pwede siyang goods, pwede siyang services, tapos gusto natin pumasok ang investments. Okay? So dun sa mga trade agreements, pag bakbakan yan, basta makuha natin yung gusto nating makapasok tayo dun kasi may madami tayong produktong pwedeng ibenta doon. So ngayon, pag nakuha natin yan, paano magbe-benefit yung ating mga kababayan? Kahit yung mga maliliit na negosyante, at yun ang focus talaga ng DTI, yung micro, small, and medium enterprises na makaka-participate dun sa regional and global value chains. Kunyari, maliit ka lang na producer ng siguro gagawa ka ng seatbelt. Diba? Ngayon, sino ba ang hub dito sa ASEAN? Diba ang Thailand? Ngayon, makaka-participate siya kasi meron tayong trade agreement. Yung mga taripa nagsisiro, pupunta doon yung mga produkto natin. Pagbalik dito, syempre kotse. So ang ginagawa ng DTI ngayon, meron tayong CARS program para dito na gagawin yung buong kotse,
Yes.
at yung mga maliliit nating negosyante, yun ang gagawa ng mga parte.
Yes.
So, market access. Pag sinabi natin trade facilitation, ang gusto lang natin, pagdating doon, hindi mahaharang. Di ba? So, alam naman natin na medyo minsan may mga gusot-gusot kasi may mga regulasyon bawat bansa. But it is through these agreements na you're able to talk and you're all able to harmonize regulations. You're able to harmonize ano ba ang titest pagdating doon sa pagganitong produkto. Kaya mas mapadali ang trade. Ngayon, pag mapadali ang trade, anong mangyayari sa mga negosyo natin dito? Di ba lalaki sila?
That's right.
Pag lumaki sila, what is the multiplier effect? You have more employees. And pag you have employment generation, yung nasa baba, merong employment opportunities. Yun ang yung sinasabi nating inclusive growth.
Yes.
Nakakapasok.
Kasi
Kunyari,
pinapalaki mo yung market hindi lang Pilipinas ASEAN region.
yes, 630 million ang consumer base mo.
Yes.
Dati, magbebenta ka sa Pilipinas. Ano bang malakas nating binibenta dito sa Pilipinas? O binibenta natin dito, 130 million Filipinos?
Yes.
Ngayon, 630 na yon. Pwede mong ilabas doon at zero tariff.
On that note, ma'am, no, ma-share ko lang na meron tayong mga kumpanya na nasa ibang bansa.
Yes.
Katulad po ng URC, Universal Robina Corporation, they're actually produce C2 in Vietnam.
Yes.
So alam po natin na may mga korporasyon na nasa ibang bansa na gumagawa na ng produkto, pero gaya na sinabi niyo po kanina, may mga small and medium enterprises. For example po, may mga negosyante tayo na narinig po, napanood po kayo ngayon at interesado siyang pumunta sa ASEAN market. Sino pong pupuntahan nila? Hindi na po DFA, DTI na po. Anong opisina pong pupuntahan nila?
So, yung unang sinabi mo tungkol sa URC.
Yes.
No? Yun talaga ang ASEAN Economic Community. Doon sa pillar na yan, ang DTI ang lead agency. Ang ASEAN Economic Community, kasi sinasabi natin, the entire ASEAN region is a single market and production base. Kaya nandun siya, nagba-manufacture. It's a single production base. Ngayon, dun sa pangalawang point na sinasabi mo, yung mga micro, small, and medium enterprises, meron kami Export Marketing Bureau na tinutulungan ang mga exporters natin maghanap ng markets kung saan sila pwede, kung anong produkto ang malakas doon, at saka kung anong mga regulasyon. Kunyari, labeling, ano bang ilagay sa nutritional content para makapag-comply ka doon sa market na yan. Meron din sa DTI, doon yung mga regional and provincial offices, lagi ang may programa doon sa, kunyari, Roving Academy, na tinuturuan sila paano mahunan, paano palalaguin, pati paano nila pagandahin yung packaging nila. Tapos, meron din kaming mentoring. Na yun talaga ang gustong-gustong gawin ni Secretary Lopez. Yung mentoring, kasi yung mga big brothers, yung mga nag-succeed na doon, na nakakapasok na doon, tuturuan yung mga maliliit. Kasi the big companies, they don't need our help. But yung kailangan nating tulungan, yun talagang mga maliliit. So yun ang ginagawa natin, yung mga maliliit, yun yung mini-mentor ng mga big brothers. Tapos, para sila, penetrate sila doon sa market na yan. Or mapapaglago nila yung negosyo nila.
Halimbawa ma'am, leather goods maker dyan sa Marikina, and we're trying to revive the leather business. And they've already saturated the Philippines and are interested on selling their shoes or their bags abroad. They simply just go to the DTI office in Marikina or in DTI main sa Makati po, and then look for the Export Marketing Office.
Export Marketing Bureau. I'll say a little something about the leather industry in Marikina, the shoe industry in Marikina. Because right now, meron na yung DTI na shared services facilities. That is one of the big projects of DTI. Yung shared services facilities, yung gobyerno through DTI ang naglalagay ng mga makina na kailangan. Tapos yung mga, parang yung mga mga software dun sa designs para hindi siya
We
yung...
provided to them already.
Yes, but it is maintained now by the private sector kasi yung namumuhunan yan is government through DTI. Tapos ngayon, yung gumagamit niyan, kung sino yung mga negosyante, sila na ngayon ang magme-maintain. Pero syempre, ini-inventaryo yan ng gobyerno. Ano ang magandang nangyayari dito? Yung mga maliliit na negosyo, hindi na nila kailangang bilhin yung malalaking makina.
Kasi malaking capital expense yan eh.
It's a very big capital expense. So ngayon, it's provided, but you share it with other businessmen doing the same trade. So, yun yung isang
maganda yun kasi you're taking off, one big constraint, financial constraint on them. Saka hindi naman po 24/7 nila gagamitin yung makina eh. So gamitin ko muna ngayon, pagkatapos kong gamitin, ikaw naman, at least nakabuo na ako ng bag tsaka ng sapatos.
Yes.
Maganda po yan at malaman po ng ating mga nanonood tungkol sa Export Management Bureau ng DTI.
At saka doon sa, kunyari, kung design-driven ang isang produkto, kunyari yung sapatos, we want to set it apart from dun sa nanggagaling dun sa mga competitors natin na very very simple na talagang yung usual day-to-day. Hindi natin
Filipino design.
Ano siya, when you say it's design-driven, meron din tayo kasing Design Center of the Philippines na yung mga artists that can also help them. Dun sa ano ba yung mga makabago.
For free po o with a fee?
For free kasi yung ginagawa ng DTI.
Wow.
Even for packaging. Di ba, sinasabi natin, yung consumer base natin, 630 million. Pero ibig sabihin din doon, nakakapasok din yung produkto ng ibang ASEAN countries. So pag tingin natin sa supermarket, wow, ang dami nating pagpilian. Ngayon, ayaw naman natin madehado yung ating mga local manufacturers. Kaya, and producers, sa ginagawa natin, dapat yung packaging din nila nakaka-catch ng attention. Kasi yun yung una, di ba? At ngayon, yung DTI, meron ding ginagawa kahit sa mga malls, yung Go Local. Yung Go Local. At aside from the auto project before, may Go Local. So, napapakita yung magagandang produkto natin.
So, kasi may example po ako dyan eh. Sa lugar po namin sa Ilocos, meron po kaming Cornic. Kaya lang yung packaging ng Cornic, medyo hindi siya pang-international.
Hindi talaga.
Na I think ginawang international ng Boy Bawang. So, ang Design Center of the Philippines, NDTI, would help a businessman such as that na pagandahan. Kasi maaari naman na maganda yung produkto eh. Hindi lang maganda yung pag-design ng package. Tutulong po ang DTI.
Yes, yung Design Center. At saka, hindi lang naman yun yung aesthetics. Ang ano mo doon, ano ba yung content ng label? Kasi di ba yung ibang bansa, they will require best before or di ba yung mga tipong ganon. At saka yung mga nutritional values. Tapos yung di naman sa packaging, yung kailangan yung pagkain hindi nako-compromise yung kanyang quality doon sa packaging. So pag nakita natin, sinasabi mo yung produktong ganun, nakita natin yung parang plastic na madali siyang mapunit.
That's right.
So you cannot assure that the product pag it goes through so many kilometers of travel, okay pa siya.
And the DTI will help the small and medium enterprise.
Although it's not only DTI on that, the Department of Science and Technology also has itong parang set-up project nila na tinutulungan nila. And of course, kasi sila Science and Technology, yung tungkol sa paano yung pagkain na hindi magsaspoil kaagad, yung mga tipong gano'n.
So,
anong kailangang packaging para dyan?
DTI and DOST, they work together po.
Yes, madaming, actually, efforts naman, it's always a whole of government thing. But, of course, on the trade side, talagang the lead is DTI.
Salamat, Ma'am Ann. We are already midway in 2017, and the ASEAN meetings for the Philippine hosting of ASEAN 2017 are in full swing. Let us show you the meetings held on the month of May and June, including some of the meetings hosted by DTI. So, Ma'am Ann, sobrang daming agreements pala at saka mga meetings na ginanap nung Mayo at saka ngayong Hunyo. And I think 3 of the 20 meetings are all under the DTI. Can you share with us ano po yung mga 3 important meetings na ito sa mga kababayan natin para maintindihan po nila ano ang mga ito?
Yung sigurong pinakamalaki na nangyari nung May,
Apo.
the biggest meeting that DTI had would be the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP Trade Negotiating Committee meeting. Negosasyon po yan. So, 10 araw yon.
Wow!
Yes. So, ang RCEP kasi, ang mga parties doon sa RCEP, yung 10 ASEAN na member states,
Yes.
plus yung 6 na mga bansa na meron na ang ASEAN Trade Agreement. So, China, Korea, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and India.
So ma'am, I'll just cut you off, no? Yung ASEAN pala, pag may meeting tayo, we don't meet just among the members of the 10 member states. We also have meetings with our dialogue partners because China's not ASEAN.
No,
neither is Australia or New Zealand. But
Yes.
during the ASEAN meetings, we do hold these kinds of negotiations.
Well, because we are negotiating a trade agreement with them.
As ASEAN as a whole, with the
them.
6.
So, as ASEAN as a bloc and the 6 dialogue partners, magiging mas malaki ang influence niyan. Kasi ngayon, meron kang 630 million consumer base.
Tama.
Pag sinama mo yung India,
Yes.
ang China,
Yes.
ang Japan, ang Korea, ang Australia, New Zealand, 3.5 billion?
Billion, that's right.
Yes, and it's a very big market.
Yes.
It will be bigger than any regional bloc.
Yes.
So,
And
everybody's looking at that.
negotiation-wise, Ma'am Ann, there's strength in numbers. If it's the Philippines alone, we'll just be saying, we have a 130 million market. But if you're talking as ASEAN, we have 630 markets. So, if they're a businessman also, they will invest because we're a very big market.
Yes. Oh, at saka, that's exactly it. It's the strength.
Yes.
So the kind of force it will be in the world market is something that really everybody that has to do with trade is looking at ASEAN, dealing with all these dialogue partners.
Kamusta po yung 10-day meeting negotiation, Ma'am Ann?
Siyempre naman pagdating sa negosasyon talaga, bakbakan talaga yan. But I can assure you that as far as the Philippines is concerned, and we are chair of ASEAN now because
Yes.
we're host, we are pushing very vigorously Philippine interests and the interest of ASEAN. So we will make sure na we have something to gain from entering into this agreement. So that is really one of the biggest things that we would like to happen, na yung general principles dun sa RCEP ay talagang matatapos natin. So it's not a conclusion of the entire agreement, but at least yung guiding posts for the negotiations ay matatapos natin this year.
Yung next negotiations will happen also within this year po?
Yes, the next round will be in India later part of June.
Okay.
So, lagi yung nagkikita yung mga trade negotiating committee. So, it's moving.
Yes.
Kaya lang syempre, kami sa DTI, gusto namin talaga din na it moves fast.
Yes.
Para meron din tayong masabi na achievement sa Philippine Hosting Year dun sa economic pillar.
We look forward to that, ma'am. There were 2 other meetings organized by the DTI. Medyo a mouthful po siya. Yung standards of quality and conformity assessment.
Yes.
Ano
yes,
po yun?
ACCSQ. Well, ASEAN, it's the ASEAN Subcommittee on Standards and Quality. Ako kasi dati akong director ng Bureau of Philippine Standards.
Yes.
So,
yung malaking mark na PS sa mga nabibili ko pong bumbilya, kayo po yun.
Kami ang nagbibigay nun. Pati yung mga ICC, alam mo yung import commodity clearance.
Yung nakastamp sa mga produkto.
Yan, kami ang nag-aano nun. So ngayon, yung ACCSQ, mahalaga din yan na committee doon sa ASEAN. Lagi kasing pinag-uusapan doon yung mga regulasyon na dapat yung mga regulations natin, we are able to harmonize them based on international standards para pag yung produkto natin pupunta doon sa ibang bansa, di na nila yung busisiin o
Yes.
tsaka kunyari kung na-test na dito, hindi na
Yes.
nila itetest doon,
Yes.
papapasukin na
Tama
nila.
yun.
So, yun yung ano nung committee na yun. Yun namang sa isang event namin is the recently concluded yung sa electronics na forum,
Yes.
ASEAN Electronics
Yes.
Forum. We all know that more than 50%
Apa.
of the Philippine exports are electronics.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So it's really to our interest
Okay.
na
More than garments po, electronics
yes,
na.
electronics. We
Wow.
are very strong in electronics.
Yes.
Kaya talagang inaanon din natin yan para yung mga players,
Yes.
kilala natin,
Yes.
baka pwede tayong may bagong technology
Yes.
na mabilis tayo sa ganun eh.
Yes.
Magaling ang Pilipino doon.
Yes.
Kaya we have to always be very fast
That's
because technology is also evolving very fast.
Yes.
So, yan, nag-usap na yan. So, that was the
Balikan ko lang
forum.
po yung quality standard. So, ang dami po kasi yung proliferation ng mga fake rice, fake egg, fake
Yes.
kung ano-ano. And yung ginagawa na po natin sa meeting natin under DTI on this quality assessment is to make sure that the products that are made in the Philippines, when they reach Indian shores, Singapore shores, Cambodia, alam nila na dekalidad po ang made in the Philippines.
Not only that, first of all, dun sa DTI, yung tinitingnan lang namin ng DTI are certain industrial products.
Apo.
So pagdating sa pagkain, syempre hindi yan
Iba po,
DTI.
FDA po siguro yun.
FDA yan, pag processed foods, kung agricultural, DA naman. Pero, napag-usapan, kasi ang FDA, kasama namin yan sa ACCSQ. Nandun din sila.
Member po siya.
Kasama siya sa Philippine team doon.
Yes.
Para napag-usapan talaga yung mga regulasyon na yung regulation should be reasonable in the sense na syempre you always have to look at health and
Yes.
safety.
Yes.
Pero hindi din naman siya yung harangin ka na lang ng harangin kasi galing ka dito,
Yes.
di ba? Oo.
Maganda po yun. And to give you a heads up, meron pa tayong mga upcoming events bago matapos ang buwang ito. Yan po ang R&D Congress on Sustainable Urbanization in the course of ASEAN Economic Integration ngayon June 26 to 30, ang SIOM 348 mula June 29 hanggang July 7, ang ASEAN Regional Forum Security Policy Conference ngayon June 29 at ang 2017 ASEAN Electric Vehicle Summit ngayon June 29 to 30. Ma'am Ann, paki-explain po ba ano po yung electric vehicle meetings this end of the month?
Yung electric vehicles kasi yun yung isang area of priority for incentives.
Yes.
Because that is an industry that the Philippines would like to develop.
Yes.
Siyempre kasi even within ASEAN, ang sinasabi natin dun sa ano bang gusto nating mangyari dito sa hosting year natin, gusto natin ng sustainable environment.
Yes. Opo.
A green and sustainable environment. Siyempre yung e-vehicles,
Yes.
that is green and sustainable.
Meron na po kasi tayong e-tricycle eh. So
Yes.
pag-uusapan sa summit ngayon is how do you sustain the e-tricycles? Kasi parang pagkatapos i-introduce ng LGU ang e-tricycles, babalik sila sa yung two-cylinder na tricycle. So yun po yung pag-usapan. How do you make it sustainable?
Well, the summit really, it's ang mga players niyan pupunta dito, pati yung mga sinong gumagawa din ng mga parte-parte niyan. So it's really also business matching, it's sharing of best practices
Yes.
kasi may ibang bansa na mas nauna na sa
Yes.
atin dyan.
Tama po.
So yun yung value ng summit na magkikita-kita kayo. Tapos pag yung mga maliliit na producers na merong mga parts of example
Baka mas mura.
of the parts of the e-vehicle
Yes.
na you can supply. Kunyari, yung upuan ng vehicle. So it's not only yung kanyang electric component,
Yes.
kung hindi all the other
Everything
parts,
else.
like
Yes.
the mirrors, ganun. So meron tayong gumagawa dito, mapagtagpo-tagpo mo sa summit.
Gaya na sinabi niya, ma'am, Thailand is really good in car manufacture.
Yes.
And our inventors here can actually purchase from Thailand whatever furniture on that e-vehicle.
Well, what we would like is that our micro, small, and medium enterprises, kasi it's a priority
Yes.
area of investment dito sa Pilipinas, yung ating mga maliliit na negosyante, yun din ang mag-supply.
Maganda yun.
Oo,
Kasi
para...
two-way nga naman.
Yes. Tapos, eventually, pag lumaki yan, pwede tayong mag-export. Oo.
Yung SIOM po, ano po yung sabihin ng SIOM?
Well, the SHOM.
SHOM, sorry.
Is the SHOM, yes. Madaming ganyan sa amin, yung mga acronyms. So, it's always very normal that you don't know everything.
Yeah.
There's an entire list.
Opo.
It's the Senior Economic Officials Meeting.
Okay. Ano po magaganap?
Siyempre, yung SHOM, lagi talaga yan nag-uusap because magkakaroon ng negosasyon sa India later part of July.
Okay.
So, dapat ang ASEAN as a bloc, nag-usap-usap ano ba ang posisyon ng ASEAN. Tapusin mo yon. Para pagdating doon, you speak in one voice.
Opo.
Meron ako idagdag dyan sa
Yes.
SHOM.
Opo.
So aside from the meetings na within SHOM, meron din yung what we call consultations with other parties like Canada.
Yes.
Merong SHOM Canada consultation. May trade policy dialogue with Canada. May SHOM EU consultation.
Yes.
May SHOM China consultation. May SHOM Japan METI consultation. So, madaming nangyayari. May meeting, pero madami ding consultations.
Side meetings po ba ang tawag dyan?
Consultations.
Consultations.
So, ibang araw yun. Kaya usually, ang SHOM kasi mga 2 araw yan.
Yes.
So, yung ibang araw nun, yung mga consultations na yan na may dadating galing, kunyari, may dadating galing Brussels
Yes.
for EU, may
Yes.
dadating galing US for
Yes.
US.
They're attending the SHOM, pero since they're here, kakausapan na rin natin.
They'll be there for the
Yes.
consultations.
Yes.
Oh.
I can't say how thankful, Ma'am Ann, that you graced our show, ASEAN na tayo, and you have anything to share also to our viewers? Any parting words po on the DTI's role in this ASEAN hosting 2017?
First of all, I'd also like to thank you, Asa Chris, for inviting us, DTI, here, because I do not come here as myself, but as DTI, because we know that DTI has a really big role to play in ASEAN, not only in ASEAN as an ongoing commitment, but ASEAN hosting. So thank you for this opportunity. What I'd like to say is that we at DTI, we would like to ensure that what the gains have been in building the economic community are really also pushed further. We are able to draw on those gains in terms of yung mga malilit nating mga kababayan will benefit from ano yung ginagawa namin dito na baka hindi naintindihan ng ibang tao pero gusto naming sabihin may pakinabang po kayo dito. Yun.
Tama po yun, Ma'am Ann, kasi ang directive po ni President Duterte is do whatever we can to make the life of the Filipino more comfortable.
Yes.
And we're very happy that the DTI is here to explain that, you know, these trade agreements, although they have big words, they actually trickle down to the common Filipino.
That is what we need to do more.
Opo.
Kaya po kami nagagalak na inimbitahan kami kasi every opportunity we have
Yes.
to be able to communicate na, in layman's terms na ito yung pakinabang ng common tao
Opo.
ay magagawa namin.
Maraming
So,
salamat
maraming
po,
salamat
Ma'am
din
Ann,
po.
pati na rin po kay Secretary Lopez.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to our guest for today. Maraming salamat din sa lahat ng ating manonood at sana ay may natutunan kayo ngayon sa ating diskusyon. For more information on the Philippine hosting of ASEAN, you can visit the website asean2017.ph. And for more updates, you can follow us on our social media accounts, the Presidential Communications Office, and RTVM Facebook pages. You can also view our episodes in our YouTube channel, RTV Malacanang, and in our website, rtvm.gov.ph. See you again in our next episode. I am Chris Ablan. Magkita-kita tayo ulit next month dito lang sa ASEAN na tayo.